is always expected here at Farmington High School as we set a positive example for our students and players. Now, let's honor this great country we live in, our servicemen and women, past and present, and our first responders with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome everybody to the Farmington versus Jackson volleyball game. We will be your commentators today. My name is Ray Morrow.
My name is Ryan Cooper.
And we are looking to have a wonderful game here tonight. Farmington's hosting Jackson. As we saw in the freshman and JV games, Jackson won those.
They did. They were really dominant in that freshman game.
Indeed, yes, Jackson.
Farmington put up a little bit more of a fight against the JV team, but other than that,
yeah. So JV played pretty well. Hoping to see some of that in the varsity game tonight.
Yep.
Starting lineup today is going to be Bridget Bone, the libero, Jordan Anderson. We got Jade Roth, Lauren Obenauer, and let's see who else we got. We got Alyssa Wilson. She's going to be starting for us today. Jolena Gray and Grace Duncan. We got a good starting lineup here today, folks.
I think we're looking really strong tonight.
I think so. Farmington's got a good starting lineup. Jackson, we know they've got some solid players, very competitive team.
They've got a solid starting lineup, but they also have a solid bench too.
They do indeed. All right. So
a standoff here.
Yes, got a nice standoff here, Farmington.
What are your predictions for this game?
Predictions for this game, I think Farmington's going to play pretty well. I know they have that good sense of communication. And then Jackson, they just have strong players all around. I think
Jackson's super competitive.
Jackson is super competitive. I think with that combined,
so I think if Farmington does pull out ahead, Jackson's not going to lay down and just let it happen.
I think Jackson's not going to give up anything easy here today. Farmington's going to have to put up a fight if they want to win this. So we're going to be starting the first set here in just a moment. Farmington players all talking to each other, doing their handshakes, doing their thing. You see there. All right, so game looks like it's about to get underway. Jackson is going to start off with the serve. Number 4 for Jackson. That's going to be Caitlin Miller. All right, and let's get this show on the road. Farmington starting off strong. Alyssa Wilson bumps it over the net. Jackson looking to respond here with the spike, and that is going to be a point for Jackson. Jordan couldn't quite get the stop on that one.
I didn't even think that we were going to get it over on that first volley there.
I didn't either. That was good. That was a good move. Good play by Alyssa Wilson. Good.
See if we can do better.
Yes.
Good, tie it up again.
Number 4 serving once again. Caitlin Miller for Jackson. Hit over the net. Jade Roth with the stop, hits the net. Jordan Anderson is able to get there, but Grace Duncan.
Looking sloppy, they better clean it up.
Yeah, Grace Duncan
Jackson can and will pull away.
They will indeed. We've seen it before, and we might see it again. Jackson serve once again. Trying to get this third point here tonight. Jade Roth able to stop it. Jordan Anderson sets it up. Spike by Jade Roth, blocked by Jackson. Jordan Anderson setting it up again. Grace Duncan with the hit. Goes over. Jackson able to set it up once again. Spiked. Bridget just misses it. Not sure how that happened. Bridget's usually pretty on about her stops there.
Man, this is...
Jackson's going to get the third point there.
This is definitely a bad start for Farmington. I'm sure their coaches already let them know about this. And I see the players are talking and figuring out what they need to do to fix it.
A good sense of communication. So here we have Grace Duncan hits it over the net. Jackson able to respond with a hit, and that's going out of bounds. That's going to be Farmington's first point.
Farmington, 3-1 Jackson. Gee, Angelina made a smart play on that one, letting that go instead of hitting it.
Yeah, we saw a couple mistakes.
We saw a couple mistakes with JV.
Yeah. All right, so Farmington serves it, gets it over the net. Jackson here hits it back over. That's going out of bounds. That's going to be Farmington point.
It was out too.
Once again,
it's another smart play by Bridget.
Yep. Did not hit that one when she did not have to. Farmington 2-3. Sorry, 2-3 Jackson. Good serve there. Gets it over. Jackson hits it back. A block there by Jade Roth. Jordan Anderson. Yep, good hit there. Good diving effort, but number 28 for Jackson cannot get there.
Farmington came back and tied it up 3-3.
They did indeed. All right, so we've got Grace Duncan serving once again for the Knights. Farmington tied it up here in the first set. Jackson hits it, tips it over.
That was a weak. I was expecting a rocket.
I kind of was too. There's a rocket from
just out though.
From Jelena Gray. Just goes out of bounds though.
4-3 Jackson.
Yes, indeed. All right, Jackson's going to be serving once again. And let's see if they can get it over the net. They can. And Farmington sets it up. Good spike there by Jade Roth, but it goes out of bounds.
Seems they need to work with their accuracy, and they need to get them inside the zone. They're hitting hard spikes, but just outside the zone.
They are indeed. Ryan Cooper, Jackson with the serve, gets it over the net. Jordan Anderson sets it up, and a hit there. It's going to be Jackson's point once again.
Once again, that's 3 in a row.
That's Jelena Gray. You know, she's getting a little too powerful with that one. Never mind. All right, looks like we've got a change.
It around. It was a tip by Jackson.
Yep,
tipped it out of the zone.
Gets the point on that one.
Farmington's on their way coming back. 4-5, Jackson.
All right, so we've got number 8, Jade Roth for Farmington, serving tonight. Hits it over. Solid hit right to Jackson's libero. Solid spike. Really powerful there.
It was a little too much.
Yeah, way far out of bounds. If that was directed inbounds, could have been potentially be a danger for the Knights. Jade Roth serving once again. Right to the libero, same as last time. Setting it up once again. A big spike, but an even bigger block by Farmington. Lauren Obenauer and Alyssa Wilson get the block and get the point on that one.
Lauren with a big block there.
That was a huge.
Farmington took the lead for the first time tonight, 6-5.
Yep, 6-5 Knights. We got Jade Roth serving once again for the Knights. Will she get it over? Yes, she will. Little miscommunication by Jackson there, it seems, but they got it. And that's going to be hit out of bounds.
That might have been one
by Grace Duncan. Yeah, that one, I think,
it looked like it was going out of bounds to me. And even if she did get a good hit on it, I still don't think she could have kept that one in.
I completely agree with you. All right, so we've got Jackson with the serve again. Gets it over. Stopped by Farmington. Jordan setting it up. And a spike by Lauren, but it goes blocked. And a little bit of a bobble going on
there.
That
was a big spike.
Jackson had a really big spike.
Lauren hit that one really hard.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Jackson had a big block there.
Yeah, hands number 15 on Jackson.
Yes, indeed.
Caught that one, hit it right back over.
Jackson with the serve, sends it over the net. Alyssa Wilson, Lauren Obenauer over the net, and a diving effort there, sends it over. Jelena Gray to Jordan Anderson to Alyssa Wilson, taps it over, and Jackson is they're having a pretty good volley going here. Spikes it over, and that's going to be Farmington's point. I guess that was in bounds.
Lauren tipped it there, and Bridget was diving for it, but the tip messed it up, and she couldn't bring it back up.
You are correct. Ryan Cooper, all right, back in the game. Bridget Bone hits it over. And, huge spike by Jelena Gray. Wow. That was impressive.
There was no time.
There was
that
no
ball
time to
on
react.
Farmington's side. She just hit it right back over. I don't think Jackson was ready for that one.
Jackson was not ready for that one, as you'll see. Farmington shortens Jackson's lead. It's going to be 7-8 for Jackson. Alyssa Wilson serves it, goes over the net, and a solid spike. And Farmington cannot get there. I think there was a little miscommunication between Alyssa Wilson and Bridget Bone. So Alyssa Wilson is going to be subbing out, and Sophia Pullen is subbing in.
Farmington's trailing a little bit, 7-9. Jackson has to serve here. Let's see what they got.
Let's see what Jackson can do. All right, diving effort there, and Kaylee Gowitz, with a big hit. Let's see, Jackson setting it up, and a bit of a block by Farmington. Also seemed to hit the net there. Farmington gets the point, making it.
They're on their way coming back.
They are indeed. Jackson maintaining that 1-point lead.
See if they can keep it up.
All right, we've got Jelena Gray serving right now. She's gonna try and shorten this lead. Actually, tie up the game.
Big serve.
Good serve there. And let's see, the libero for Jackson hits it over, sends it right back to Jelena. Sophia Pullen with the setup. Kaylee Gowitz and a huge block by Jackson. Good effort on their part. That's a pretty big block. We've got
they couldn't have reacted fast enough to get that back up. That was a hard
We got
spot.
Taylor Woods subbing in for Jelena Gray. And that is going to be Jackson's serve. We got Holland Williams for Jackson serving. Hoping to extend their lead. Gets it over right to Taylor Woods. Sophia Pullen with the setup, and the hit by Kaylee Gowitz avoids the spike. Jackson cannot get there.
That was placed perfectly right in the middle of all of them.
Exactly.
And
that's what you're looking for here. You're looking for that open space. Farmington's doing so far a pretty good job.
That serve by Jackson had a little spin to it. It looked like he was curving a little bit.
It did. All right, so now we've got the libero, Bridget Bone, a senior, serving for Farmington. She gets it over the net. Jackson is able to stop it, and they set it up, sends it back over right to Taylor Woods. Sophia Pullen with the bump. Bridget sends it right back to Jackson, and that is going out of bounds. Just out of bounds. Jackson's point on that one.
Jackson's pulling away, 11-9.
Farmington's gonna have, I think they just need a little bit better communication.
Yeah.
They need to be more accurate with their hits.
I feel like they're trying to hit the ball so hard that Jackson can't react fast enough.
Exactly. So we've got Jade Roth hits it back over to Jackson. Jackson with the spike and a big block by Jade Roth and Kaylee Gowitz there. Sends it back. Bridget able to get there. Sophia Pullen with the setup to Jade. Sorry, not Jade. Excuse me, Kaylee. Sophia Pullen sends it back after a huge block. Good diving effort there.
Man, I was surprised Jackson got that one back.
I was too. Sophia Pullen sends it right back. This is a good volley we've got going here. Sends it back. Sophia Pullen is able to make it. Bridget Bone sends it back.
Touch.
Light touch
What a play
by
by
Grace
Grace
Duncan.
Duncan.
That little touch was just that was all that they needed.
That was not what Jackson was expecting. They were expecting a hard hit over, and she put it right between all.
Farmington got it right in that sweet spot where nobody was able to make it. So now we've got Jordan Anderson, a junior, serving for the Farmington Knights. And that's just going to barely graze the net. Yup, Jackson is able to respond, sends it back to Bridget Bone. Bridget sends it to Jordan.
Oh, wow. Big spike by Jade Roth.
Yes, huge effort there. We see Jordan set it up, and a little bit of a fake out, but a big block by Jackson. You see, Coop, Jackson has had numerous blocks this game so far.
A lot of blocks.
Yep. We're just getting started into this game. Jackson's had some huge blocks. Farmington is going to
Their front three is really strong.
Yeah, Farmington's going to need to get some big blocks of their own. Going to need some big spikes. Taylor Woods is able to get there. Alyssa Wilson cannot save it as it went over to the
got to
desk.
figure this out.
Yeah, Farmington's going to have to get their game.
Issues right now. Jackson leading 13-10.
Their libero, number 4. That'll be Caitlin Miller once again. But the serve for Jackson sends it over the net right to Jade Roth. The setup for Jade, good spike, tipped it by Jackson. That was indeed. Good thing Jackson. Jackson had a huge
rocket by Jackson.
Yes.
I thought Jade was going to get a piece of it on that block, but wasn't the case.
Yeah, it was not the case here. All right, we've got Jackson serving once again. All right, back in it. Jackson with the serve. right to Jade Roth. Sends it to Jordan. Jordan just saves it from the net. And that's going to be Farmington's point. I don't know what happened there. I
think it was miscommunication.
Yeah, it must have been. Farmington's going to call a timeout.
Farmington's down 15-10 here. If they don't turn it around, they're going to lose this first set.
They are down 15-10. Jackson taking the lead here in the first set. Coop, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts so far. What are you thinking? How are you thinking Farmington's playing? How are you thinking Jackson's playing?
I think Farmington they're playing pretty poorly right now. They're keeping up, but barely. They need to communicate better and hit more into their zone and not try to hit it as hard as they can.
You know, I agree.
Hit more accurately.
I agree. The Knights need to be playing a bit more of the accuracy game, I think.
Yeah.
As we've seen,
they need to try to outbeat them in the long run and not try to beat them real quick.
Yeah, as we've seen, Jackson's had some major blocks.
Yeah, Jackson's front three is solid.
Solid front three in the first set. Farmington's going to have to overcome that if they want to win this game. They're down by 5 right now.
Jackson's team is playing really well. Coming back after that timeout, let's see what we got here. Yep. Jackson's up 15-10.
Hopefully Coach Baker for the Knights can give them a little
Coach Baker called that timeout with some enthusiasm, so I think she's really into that, and she knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, hopefully she's giving them a bit of direction. They can come back and get this game back in full throttle. Number 4 for Jackson, serving once again, Caitlin Miller with the serve over the net right to Alyssa Wilson, and Jordan runs up to get it. Bridget Bone bumps it over the net. Jackson is able to get there, and be set up and spiked by number 22 for Jackson. Bridget responds, and it's going to hit the net, but a save over by Alyssa Wilson. Jordan sends it back over Jackson. Trying to get a spike here. Farmington with a big block. Jackson cannot respond.
What a block by Jade Rock.
That was the block.
I really thought that the Farmington side, like before that, I thought they were done. That was a lot of like small hits and a lot of bobbling.
That was a good block for Farmington there. Grace Duncan with the serve. Jackson looking to send it right back with a spike. Nobody went for it there. I think that's just that lack of miscommunication. You know, somebody has to go for it, and in that instance, nobody did.
You know, it's crazy. I've never seen Farmington like this. Normally, they're really big with their communication.
Yep. So that's going to be Jackson's point. They take the lead to. They have 16 points now. Knights have 11. Farmington able to just barely get it. Sends it back to Jackson. Yep, a laser, if you would say. And Grace Duncan sends it out. That's going to be Jackson's point, making it 17-11. The Jackson Indians, I believe. All right, now Jackson serving once again. Number 28, Madeline Borner. Sends it over the net, and that's going to be another point for Jackson.
Farmington is falling apart.
Farmington is falling apart here in this first set.
Jackson is leading 18-11.
Yes. It's off of those serves. They got to watch those serves. They need some more communication in the back lines there. As you can see, a little bit better communication there. And Jackson is able to dive and send it back over the net. Bridget directing the team a little bit here. Jackson looking to get the spike, and that's going to be an attempt for a block by, I believe that was Jade Roth.
Man, Farmington's got many things going wrong on their side right now.
They do indeed. Coach Baker is going to have to put some words of inspiration into them for this next set if Farmington can't come back from this. So, score is 11 for the Knights, 19 for Jackson. Jackson hoping to extend that to 20. And let's see what they can do here with a spike. A solid effort by Farmington. Can't quite get the full block. Spiked over by, I believe that was Jelena Gray for the Knights. And a big hit, but an even bigger stop by Grace Duncan. Jelena Gray sends it back to Jackson. Jackson here now with the spike. A little tip. Jordan Anderson is able to get it. Bridget setting it up here. Jelena Gray just taps it over. All right, we see Jackson here now with the spike. They're really going for those hard spikes. Not looking for any little floaters over the top. We're just seeing some huge spikes by them. Once again, another big spike, and Farmington is not able to get there.
Man, I really thought Farmington had the momentum.
And they really did. They had a good volley going there.
They were tipping every single ball that Jackson was hitting over, but in the end, they got in a gap, and Farmington couldn't get to it.
Jackson gets the point, makes it 22-11.
Jackson's leading 22-11 right now.
All right, we've got 28 for Jackson serving once again. Back over the net to Farmington. Jordan sets it up for Jelena. Jelena with a pretty solid hit. Jackson is able to get there, though, and that number 22 has just been going for these spikes.
And, yeah, they hit that way out of the
She's seen spike after spike, put a little too much power in it. Knights get the point, 12 to 20.
Talk to a comeback.
Perhaps. We just don't want to get our hopes up, just 1 point here.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got number 8, Jade Roth, serving for the Knights. A sophomore on varsity. Pretty good. Farmington does not get the point there. That's going to Jackson, making it.
Farmington actually has 3 sophomores on the floor right now. They just subbed out Jade Roth for Bridget, making it 2 sophomores, but they've got some solid upcoming players.
Yep. Jackson is leading 21 to 12. Sends it over the net. Jordan with the setup. Oh, and Jackson with a pretty solid block there, if I do say so myself. Farmington is not able to respond to that. It was a
hard hit from Jelena Gray, but an even better block by Jackson's front three.
They really are. Jackson is doing a really good job of getting these blocks. I think that's where a lot of their points are coming from in this game.
Jackson's front three is dominating right now, and if Farmington doesn't figure it out, they're going to lose this first set.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's going to go to Grace Duncan, to Jordan Anderson. Bridget smacks it over. Back to Jackson. Jackson setting it up. Number 17 with the serve. Farmington gets a bit of a tip, but it falls back onto their side, unfortunately, making the score 23 Jackson, Knights 12.
Farmington, they're blocking and they're tipping, but they're falling.
Yes.
They need to have people watching that, and maybe have 2 in the back and 1 watching the block for the tip, because those tips are getting down.
Right. All right, so we see Jackson with the serve here to Grace Duncan. Jordan Anderson getting a lot of setups here. Alyssa Wilson hasn't seen much action so far. Gets a little bit there. Sends it over to Bridget Bone. Jordan with the setup once again to Jelena Gray.
That was a big shot by Jelena.
Jackson got the tip, though, and we're able to keep it alive. Farmington hoping to get a point here. Trying to come back. Jelena Gray sends it out of bounds. Little too much power on that one.
They need to maybe reduce the power a little bit.
Yep. Jackson has a 12-point lead right now.
That's probably the one thing Jackson's doing better is they're hitting the ball with eyes and not hitting it with their strength.
Right, so game point for Jackson here, I believe. And Farmington is not able to get it. That's going to be 25 to 12. Jackson
just took the first set.
Jackson will take the first set. All right, cool. Talk to me here.
The beginning of that first set, Knights were keeping up, but towards the end they kind of fell off.
Yeah, they really fell apart. Jackson started to gain a little bit of a lead there, about halfway through the first set, and after that, Farmington just seemed to lose it. They really need to get their head back in the game. They want to take the second set. Luckily for them, the game is not quite on the line yet. They play 5 sets now. So
the 3 things that Farmington needs to do is communication. They're not talking. They are, but they're not talking enough. Their blocks, they're blocking and they're tipping, but those tips are getting down.
Right, they're getting those crucial blocks, but instead of a full-on block, it's just a little bit of a tip, and that results in the ball falling onto their side. Which is giving Jackson lots of points.
Yeah, it is. It really is. They need someone to watch that, so that way they can put those tips up.
And if you'll notice, on Jackson's side, this has been a huge spike game for them. They've been sending spike after spike.
They're hitting their spikes a little less as hard as Farmington.
Right.
Farmington's hitting it without eyes. Jackson, they're trying to stay in their zone, and they're doing a very good job.
Yeah, Jackson's got a pretty good job of hitting it into the zone.
I think Jackson's definitely has the momentum after that.
Oh, for sure.
Farmington's got to turn it around so they can get that momentum.
Right, coming off a big win in the first set, Jackson is. Farmington coming back into the game, hoping to take the second one. Let's see, who do we got on the floor right now? We've got Grace Duncan, Jade Roth, Alyssa Wilson, Jordan Anderson, Lauren Obenauer, and Jelena Gray.
Our front 3 are big blockers. I think Coach Baker put them up there so they can, stop their spike game.
Yeah, Jade Roth she's a pretty good blocker. Grace Duncan was in the back for a little bit. Kind of struggled back there, so hopefully we can see something good coming out of her in the front lines. I know another one of Farmington's big blockers is Kaylee Gerwitz. I've seen her. She's had some huge blocks.
That she has.
In some games that I've seen.
She might go as one of their best blockers.
Perhaps, yeah. All right. Jordan Anderson with the serve over to Jackson. Number 22 with that big spike. You're going to see that all night tonight. Number 22.
Our front line has to be stronger than what that was.
Right.
They got to get higher. They've got to block those big spikes.
Number 22 for Jackson has just been relentless with these big spikes from the left
and the
side.
Blocks,
and the blocks. All right, Jade Roth with a pretty good set there. And spiked over by Alyssa Wilson, but Jackson responds with a huge block.
See,
taking the first 2 points of this.
Farmington needs to take some notes of those past 2 points by Jackson. The big spikes with eyes and the big blocks.
Yeah, Jackson is just an absolute wall when it comes to these blocks here. Jordan Anderson tips it over. Haven't seen much of that tonight. And Alyssa Wilson is able to save it. Jelena Gray sends it to Jordan. Jordan sends it back over to Jackson. Jackson here tips it over, trying to replicate what Farmington was doing. And I don't think they saw that coming. Because as you'll see, there was a bit of a diving effort, but I think
they were expecting a harder hit.
Right.
I think they were expecting that soft touch over.
Jackson gets the 3rd point of the second set. Yep. Yeah, Jackson's just been sending spike after spike, so to have a little tap over like that it's gonna throw you off. And so Grace Duncan isn't able to hit it over the net. Jackson's gonna get their 4th point of the set. Farmington still
starting worse than the last set.
Right, Farmington is falling behind. Jackson is leading 4-0. And we've got
Jackson's players, they're just dominating. They're not making mistakes like Farmington is.
We've got Madeline Borner serving for Jackson over the net to Bridget Bone. Jordan Anderson sends it to Alyssa Wilson. Alyssa sends it back to Jackson. Goes pretty far away from the net, but Jackson is able to recover. Jordan Anderson with the setup and a tap over by Jade Roth, and Jackson is able to send it back.
Over that net.
Jordan is being a really big role player with these setups for Farmington. She's had a lot of their setups here tonight.
Yeah.
She set up these spikes, these tips, which unfortunately have been met by blocks from Jackson. Jackson is going to get the point there, making it 5-0. Jackson.
I'm down.
All right, sends it over. That goes out of bounds. Farmington gets their 1st point of the second set.
Hopefully that gives Farmington a little bit of momentum and lets them get calmed down.
Yep.
I think they're a little too tight and they're...
Right, Farmington has the serve now.
Got those early game jitters in them, and they just need to get it out.
All right, so Farmington with the serve, their 1st of the second set. And Bridget makes a diving effort, but cannot get there. That'll make
Jackson's already dominating this second set.
Exactly. They just took that serve away from Farmington. Yeah, Jackson up 6-1. All right, so we're going to need to see something big out of Farmington here tonight if they want to come back and win this. Jordan Anderson, once again, with the setup. And a little bit too hard of a hit from Jordan. Sends it right into the net, and no one from Farmington is able to send it back over. Jackson gets the point. They lead 7-1.
Coach Baker and Farmington is frustrated.
Understandably so. Farmington is not playing its best. Little bit of lack of communication, not some great hits. Farmington does get a point there, though.
Second point of the set.
Yep, second point of the set, making it 2-7 Jackson. Let's see, Lauren Obenauer is going to be subbing in now for Bridget Bone.
Hopefully that helps with their block game.
Right. Lauren has had some good blocks.
Lauren is she's pretty good in the front, too.
Yeah, Lauren is pretty solid. Yeah, she's pretty solid up front near the net. We've got Jade Roth for the Knights serving. All right, sends it over the net to Jackson. Jackson here with that big spike from number 22. Jordan just collapses. Jade is able to get it, but Grace Duncan will not be able to send it back over the net. She was too far away.
That was a rocket of a spike.
Yeah, number 22.
I didn't see anybody jump up to block that either.
Yeah.
Maybe it did just go right over the top of their net. If they would have had somebody there, they would have blocked that down.
Number 22 is just killing these spikes. They're going to make it 8-2 Jackson. All right, Farmington setting it up. Alyssa Wilson with a spike. Not able to get it, though. Jackson sends it back to Farmington. Jordan with the setup. Once again, we've seen a lot of that tonight. But a big block by Jackson, and Farmington is not able to recover.
Any diving efforts.
It's those big blocks from Jackson that Farmington just needs to be able to recover from that. Jackson is taking the lead, 9-2. Jackson hits it over the net, right to Grace Duncan. Lauren Obenauer tips it over. Jackson is able to make it there. And Jackson sends it back to Jelena Gray. And Alyssa Wilson, Jackson is not able to get the block this time. They got the tip, but
that's
not the block.
The first missed block in the whole game.
You might be right. Ryan Cooper. Farmington gets the point. Going to make it 3-9. Jackson is taking the lead, just a 6-point lead. Farmington can still come back on this, but Jackson still can't pull away. We see a outstanding spike there by Jackson. That's going to be their point.
Man, dude, Jackson is just they're relentless. They're not stopping.
Is relentless.
They're not slowing down at all.
Yeah, you're not seeing any of these girls letting up tonight. They came here to win.
The opponent just checked in for Alyssa Wilson. Hopefully that helps their front three.
All right, here we go. Number 1 for Jackson with the serve. Over the net. Right to Kaylee Gurwitz. Oh, a bit of a tap down, but a good save. Yeah, good save by Sophie. She's able to set it up for Jolena. And Jackson's not able to respond. Farmington gets their 4th point. Jackson still up 10-4. We've got Kaylee Gurwitz in. Let's see, I've been hyping her up about her blocks, so let's see if she can come through. Let's see if she can come through. We got Jolena Gray serving for the Knights. And it should go straight into the net. You know, you hate to see those, you hate to give up those early points.
Big just gave a big old head scratcher, and Jolena Gray just got subbed out.
Yep. Taylor Wood subbing in for Jolena Gray. It's going to be Jackson serve. Number 20, Alexa DeLuca. I believe that's how you say her name. She will be serving it. Sends it to Taylor Woods, who cut in front of Bridget Bone there, but they got it.
Oh, wow, what a spike.
Grace Duncan.
Wow, what a spike.
That was right on the line. I could have sworn that had gone out, but Farmington gets the point, making it 5-11. Jackson still up. Bridget Bone here with the serve. Gets it over the net to Jackson. Jackson sets it up, going for a big spike, and that is out of bounds. Farmington getting some points on the board here.
2-point streak right now.
Yeah.
Jackson's still leading though, 11-6.
All right, Bridget with the serve once again. Right back to that same spot in the center there. Jackson setting up. That number 22 has had a lethal serve all this entire game. Taylor Woods trying to get it back to...
wow. I'm surprised Farmington got that one back.
Farmington is able to recover. Sophie pulling with a solid hit there.
Little soft touch.
And
just out of bounds.
Just out of bounds for Farmington. That's going to be Jackson's point, making it 12-2. They're up by double what Farmington has right now. We got the libero, number 4 for Jackson, Caitlin Miller. She's been serving a lot this game, doing pretty good. Let's see what she can bring to the table. All right to Grace Duncan. Sophia pulling with the setup. Jade Roth spikes it. It's going to go out of bounds.
That's what I'm saying. They need to not hit it as hard and hit it with more eyes.
Exactly. They are just whamming that thing over the net, but it's going too far out of bounds, putting a little too much power into it. They need a bit more of a down angle, and that could just come from not being so close to being a little too far. Taylor Woods able to stop it from hitting the ground there, and a tap over, soft touch by Farmington. Another soft touch by Jackson. Farmington's going to get
Farmington.
Yeah, Farmington's going to get the point. Let's see. That's going to make it. Yeah, it's going to make it 13-7. Jackson is still leading. We got Jordan Anderson coming in with the serve. Alyssa Wilson is also just subbed in.
Our front three has been strong on this little comeback that Farmington's got here.
Yeah, Farmington has been able to reduce the lead by a little bit. And they're going to get Farmington the point again.
13-8 Farmington. 13-8 Jackson, my bad.
Yeah, sorry, 13-8 Jackson. And we're going to see Jordan Anderson with the serve again. And let's see what she can do. Gets it over the net to Jackson. Jackson with the big hit, but a bigger block by Farmington. Farmington gets the point on that one, making it Farmington Knights 9, Jackson Indians 13. Never mind, I just got that entire play wrong.
Yeah,
Jackson got the block
by Farmington, but
block by Farmington.
It went out of zone, so.
Sometimes you get to, you see things a little differently.
Yeah, Jackson just got the point off the serve.
Right.
Jackson is now up 15-8.
Oh man, Farmington had a little bit of a comeback there, but it's gonna be cut short. All right, so Jackson with the solid serve sends it. Jade Roth with a spike. That's gonna be Farmington's point. Here we go. Sends it 9-15. Jackson leading. So usually, you've seen these big spikes. Well, actually, we'll come back to that. We've got Grace Duncan here with the serve. Jackson is able to get it and sends it back over with a bit of an interesting tap by Jackson. Not a huge spike. And Jade Roth able to get that spike. She's getting on top of the ball, which the Knights need to be doing a bit more.
Yeah,
that spikes.
I think she's learned a little bit as this game's gone on, and all those spikes that she's hit out of bounds, she's got under the ball, and now she's getting more on top of the ball.
She's getting a bit more on top of the ball, which is what the Knights need to be seeing here. Jackson able to stop the serve, and that's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be another point for the Knights. Going on a little bit of a streak here. Knights get their 11th point, while Jackson are remaining at 15. Grace Duncan once again with the serve for
I think
Farmington.
Farmington's showing a little bit of competition here. They're fighting back. Jackson volleying the ball.
Yep. Jackson is able to send it back over the net to Bridget Bone.
Bridget with the spike.
Yep. She's doing a bit better at getting on top of the ball, and that's going to go straight into the net. Farmington getting the point, cutting their lead down to only 3.
Farmington is on a little comeback.
Farmington is on a little bit of a comeback here in the second period. That's going to be Jackson 15, your Farmington Knights 12. All right, so we saw Grace Duncan, and a solid spike there by, I believe that was Jelena Gray. Farmington is just rolling now on this point. They are on a roll. Jackson's going to take a timeout. Cooper.
This is a big momentum changer right here. Farmington has come back, and now they're within a 2-point deficit.
Yeah, Farmington has 13. Jackson sitting at 15. Haven't gotten a point in a while. Jackson's going to need to regain their momentum that they had. They seem to have lost the fire almost. Farmington have gained that fire.
They did gain that fire, and they're holding it. They are holding it. They're scoring just like Jackson was in the first set. They're relentless right now.
Right, Farmington is on a solid scoring streak right now, and hopefully they're going to keep. Hopefully for them they're going to keep that up. Jackson gonna have to do better on those blocks. They've started lacking in the blocks a little bit. I've noticed that.
Yeah, in the first set, in the beginning of the second set, their front three was really solid.
Yeah.
But Farmington's front three, they kind of stepped it up a little bit, and now they're being the more solid front three. I think that's what Farmington needs to keep doing to win this game.
Yeah, and it really seems like on Farmington spikes, they're doing a better job of getting on top of the ball. I think that was a lot of the big issue. You know, like you said, not aiming with their eyes for sure. But getting on top of the ball is a issue for them. But they seem to be figuring it out. Grace Duncan with the serve. And the libero for Jackson hits it. Ooh, that might have gone out of bounds, but Bridget did not want to chance it. That's all right. Alyssa Wilson is able to get it back over the net. Jackson sends it back to the net. A little tap there. Ooh, and it's going. Can Bridget get it over? Yes, she can. She can respond. Will Jackson get it? A big spike there, and that's out of bounds. Farmington gets the point, cutting it down to a 1-point lead for Jackson.
Jackson subbing in 17 for number 20.
All right, looks like might have been a little bit of a missed call. Jackson got the serve there, but it's still 14-15 Jackson. Oh, wow, with an amazing dive. And we'll get over the net. It does! Wow, that was an amazing save by Bridget Bone. Jade Roth with the setup to Alyssa Wilson. And a block by Jackson. And Farmington cannot get there.
Miscommunication there.
Yeah, a little bit of
Jade Roth was going for it, but then stopped. And I think Alyssa thought she was going for it.
Yeah.
They both kind of just
a little bit
looked at each other.
Miscommunication. Jackson got one of their big blocks back. And let's see, we've got number 22.
There was an issue with the scoreboard earlier. Jackson is up 17-13.
Yes, Jackson is now up 17-13. Regaining a bit of a lead. Hopefully that does not discourage Farmington because they're on a bit of a roll. Jelena Gray with the tap over. And that goes out of bounds. You know, you hate to see it, but sometimes stuff like that happens.
I think it hit her hands a little.
Yeah, hit her hands a little bit funny.
Yeah.
And, yeah. All right, so now we've got served by Jackson. Jordan Anderson to Jade Roth. Jade Roth tips it over. And Farmington gets the point. Farmington got the point on that one. It's going to be 14-18. Jackson still taking the lead. And let's see, we've got Lauren Obenauer subbing in for the Knights. All right, we've got Jade Roth here with the serve for your Farmington Knights. Let's see what she can do. All right, she's got a good hit there by the libero. And a solid. What a save! What a save by Grace Duncan. Lauren Obenauer able to send it back over. And a big spike. Another save by Grace Duncan, but Jade Roth is not able to get there in time. We're seeing some pretty good saves tonight.
We are.
First you got Bridget with a good save. Speaking of Bridget subbing back in, yeah, Grace Duncan and Bridget Bone had some huge saves tonight. Jackson still has the lead.
A lot of diving plays by both of them.
Yep, Jackson still has the lead, 19-14. Sorry, 19-14. Alyssa Wilson sends it over to Jackson. Jackson is able to respond, sending it back to Farmington. Bit of a setup there by Jordan, and a spike by Jelena Gray. She did not get on top of it in that instance.
She did not.
She sent that straight to the back. She needs to do a better job.
That one probably should have been a soft touch rather than the hard.
I agree. Jackson getting 20 points now.
Just over the net. That one just got over the net. Jelena.
A huge block by, I think it was number 3 for Jackson.
Giving them a 21 that one in.
Yep,
Jackson's front 3 stayed strong. Did not back down and blocked it back over.
We just want to take a second to thank the viewers for taking the time to watch the live stream here. All right, back to the game. Farmington. Alyssa Wilson sends it, and that's going to be a point for Farmington, 15-21. All right, so we've got our next live stream tomorrow here on the BKTV YouTube channel, and it's going to be on the Facebook as well. So keep an eye out for that. Alyssa Wilson sends it over the net. Jackson able to respond, sending it back, and that's going to be an unfortunate hit from, I believe, Kaylee Gurwitz, sending it out of bounds for the Knights. And now we're going to see Sophia Pullen subbing in for Alyssa Wilson.
Sophia Pullen is subbing in. I'd like to remind you guys to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. You will be notified with everything through the BKTV News and the YouTube channel.
Right. All right, so we've got number 1 for Jackson. Oh, just hits the net. Lauren Albanauer is not able to get all the way underneath it. She sends it out of bounds. That's going to be Jackson's point. It is now Jackson 23, Knights 15. Jackson has a chance.
Man, it's going to be hard for Farmington to come back after losing. If they lose this set, it's going to be really hard for them to come back.
Farmington had the momentum for a second, but that fire seemed to have burned out. Kaylee Gurwitz here gets the stop. And a soft tap over by Jelena.
Last time.
Jackson is able to respond, though, and a softer touch. Probably not softer, soft touch by Lauren Obenauer. Jackson responds with a big hit. Bridget to Sophie to Jelena. And that's going to go. Let's see. That's tip. Oh, that's going to be. Yep, Farmington point. That's going to be a tip. 16.
That makes the score 23-16 Jackson.
All right. Let's see if Farmington can use that point as a bit of momentum to come back here.
It's going to be a strong comeback. Comeback from the deficit right now.
All right, we got Jelena Gray serving. So far tonight, she's had some pretty powerful hits. Once again, you can see there, it goes just out. She's hitting.
It was a very strong hit, but it was just out by a couple inches.
She's hitting them too strong.
Jackson's now up 24-16.
It's going to be game point for Jackson here in the second set.
Yeah, Jelena got subbed out and is now being talked to by Coach Baker. Hopefully, whenever she comes back later in the game, she'll learn from the mistakes.
Right, Taylor Woods gets the stop there. Sophie sends it over the net back to Jackson. Jackson with a spike, and Bridget is not able to get there. Solid effort from Farmington, but that's going to do it for our second set. Jackson is going to take the W on that one, and they're up 2-0. Farmington's gonna need
comeback.
Yeah, they're gonna need a big comeback here.
This next set's really important for both.
Right.
If Farmington wins, they get a little bit more momentum, a little bit more confidence.
Correct.
But if Jackson wins, they win. They go home.
Yep. Jackson.
Farmington needs to turn around and come back, get that confidence and momentum back.
Right, and that's got to be hard for Farmington. Being down 2-0, knowing that you could be sent. The game could be ended right here.
Let's see how the nerves get to them. They could fall apart in the nerves.
Yeah, I think
take an effect.
I think nerves have had a bit of an effect here tonight for Farmington.
Let's see
Jackson.
Can calm them down.
Right, Jackson has not at all been affected. Farmington, when they had that little bit of a comeback, Farmington did not. Jackson did not waver from that.
Back down.
Yeah, they did not back down from the challenge.
On a comeback here.
Right, as we said,
did not stop.
Yeah, as we said, Jackson, very competitive team. They got some very strong athletes. As we've seen, number 4, the libero, Caitlin Miller. She's had a lot of serves tonight.
Serving.
Right, number 22 as well. Nadia, she's had some really good spikes for Jackson, and Farmington is going to need to be able to respond. So let's see what they can do here in the third set. Jackson's going to be looking to wrap it up here.
Yeah, they're trying to go home after this set.
Right. Oh, as we can see here, camera. We just noticed the camera to our left. Hello, viewers. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to the stream. And let's see, Jackson is ready to get back into this. Farmington still taking a bit of the time. In the huddle.
Taking their time.
Right. Coach Baker is talking to them. Hopefully,
I think Coach Baker's trying to turn this one around.
Right.
Obviously Farmington's not going to give up, but
yeah, Farmington is gonna put up a fight.
They're going to need a strong, hard comeback to come back in this.
And I don't know if you heard there, but that little chant was not very strong. That's not what we want to see. Before we get going here, our next live stream, like we said, is going to be soccer tomorrow night versus Hillsborough at 7 p.m. So make sure you guys tune into that one. All right, game is about to get underway. And if you look, student section, kind of lacking.
While we're on our break, I would like to remind our viewers that we just had a homecoming game, and you guys can go back and watch that game.
Right. On the BKTV Studios YouTube channel.
Yeah.
All right, Jackson with the serve. Gets it over, and that's going to go out of bounds. Jackson starting off like every other with a point.
That was miscommunication between Grace and Jordan Anderson.
Right. All right, so we've got Jackson here with the serve. Once again, sends it over the net to Bridget Bone. Bridget sends it to Jordan. Jordan to Jordan Anderson. A spike and a block. Tip by Farmington, but
that
it
was
not
a laser off of Jade's hand. She hit that ball hard.
Farmington tying it 1-1 here in the third set. All right, we've got Grace Duncan with the serve. Sends it right to the libero. Jackson hits it over, and it's blocked by Farmington.
Man, dude, Jade just had that big spike, and now she just had another big block.
Right. Seen some big plays from Jade here tonight. So, let's see. BKTV is currently working on converting all of our old VHS tapes into VHS tapes and DVDs onto our YouTube channel. So, you know, these tapes go all the way back to the 1990s. So, you know, you guys are going to be able to go back soon and see all these old sports games from, as far back as the 1990s. All right, Farmington here serves it. They're actually up 3-1, and Bridget is not able to get there. Jackson's going to get the point on that one.
Scored another point, making Farmington up 3-2.
Yeah, we're seeing Farmington up. We're going to, hopefully they can keep that momentum here, staying up in the third set. Farmington does not want this game to be over. Jackson, on the other hand, is looking to close it out. Got number 28 for Jackson serving. That's going to be Madeline Borner. Bridget able to get the stop. Jelena Gray with the power hit. Jackson is not able to respond. Farmington is up by 2 now, 4-2.
I think Coach Baker talking to Jelena, I think it helped her. She fixed her mistakes because that one, she didn't look to hit it as hard.
Yeah,
but she hit it right to the gap.
So far, Farmington is coming out strong in this third period. Jade Roth with a solid serve. Get a little bit of alliteration going there. And Jackson had a massive spike, and Farmington is not able to recover from that one. Jackson gets the point, 4-3. Nice.
Bridget Cohn is subbing in for Jade Roth.
Bridget is usually pretty good on that back line on getting those stops, sending it to Jordan Anderson usually, so she can set it up for one of her other teammates to get the massive spikes. All right, Jackson with the serve. And Lauren Obenauer able to recover from that. Jordan Anderson sends it over. That might have gone out of bounds.
That would have went out. I would have let it go, but you know, it's probably why I don't play volleyball.
All right, we got Jelena Gray. The soft tap over. And that's going to be a double hit on Jackson. Farmington is going to get the point on that one. They are up by 2 once again. 5-3, your Farmington Knights. All right, looks like we got Alyssa Wilson for the Knights serving. And let's see what she can do. Solid hit over to the libero for Jackson. Jackson with a solid. Ooh, that was a good. Almost like, I guess you'd call it a spike.
Yeah, it was.
Got right on top of that ball and just sent it down.
There was no chance from Farmington to get that one back.
Yep. She got really high in the air right now. Sent that ball down. Got the point. Your Knights are up 5. Jackson 4. All right, number 8 from Jackson with the serve. Sends it over the net to Grace Duncan. Sophia Pullen hits it to, I believe that was Jelena Gray.
It was.
And let's see what's happened.
Oh, it was tipped.
Tipped. All right, does this get point to Farmington?
Jackson out of bounds. Farmington's now up 6-4.
Yep, Farmington on a bit of a roll here. Student section getting a bit more active. Hopefully we can see some more from them. You gotta love a good student section.
Yeah, I mean the student section, they really can turn around the momentum of the game.
Right. Bit of a subbing from Jackson, but I think we're ready to resume. Jelena Gray with the serve to Jackson. Jackson responds with a big spike. Bridget Bone is able to get there.
Diving effort right there. That's crazy.
You see Jelena Gray with the spike. Ooh, solid save by Jackson. Another big spike, and does that go out of bounds? That does indeed. Farmington gets the point.
Farmington's now on a little roll. They're up 7-4.
Yep. They got a 3-point
They win the
lead.
set, they stay alive. If they lose,
man, I don't know what Coach Baker told him in that huddle there, but whatever it did, it seemed to have worked. Farmington's on a bit of a roll. Jelena Gray with the serve to Jackson. And a bit of a spike. Yeah, but a block by Farmington. No one's touching it. Okay, Jackson was able to get it. And they give the point to Farmington. All right, so that's going to make it.
Lauren was controlling her front three there,
Right.
telling her not to touch it.
Yeah.
Which was a really smart play by her because
Good play to them.
looks as if Grace Duncan was going to get that ball.
Yeah, it was for sure going out of bounds. Good move by Lauren, telling him not to go and get it. All right, so Jackson with a spike, and that goes out of bounds. Once again, Farmington is on a roll.
Farmington is on a big roll here, up 9-4.
Jackson seems to be falling apart a little bit here in the third period, third set. Their spikes have just not been on point. They haven't been getting these big blocks that they had in the other two previous sets. Jackson sends it back to Farmington. Bridget Bone able to give the Knights a bit of momentum, and good effort by Grace Duncan, but can't quite get it over. She's going to be subbed out for Taylor Woods.
Looked like a little bit of miscommunication there. I thought Lauren was going to get the spike and not Grace Duncan.
Right. All right, so going to go back to Jackson serve. Get some vocals from the student section.
Yeah, they are screaming. They're definitely letting Jackson know that they're still in this.
Right. Farmington wants to let them know that this is still anyone's game. All right, so that's going to be Jackson's point, reducing it to a 3-point deficit for them. Jackson serving once again. Score: your Farmington Knights 9, Jackson Indians 6. All right, we got Jackson here with the serve. Number 1 once again hits it over the net, right to Bridget Bone. Bridget is able to get it to Sophie. Sophie sends it to Grace, but a block by Jackson. Kaylee Groves tries to get it, but it won't go. Man,
they might have got that one back over. By the way, Grace Duncan hit it back up. I thought it was going over, but
those are the blocks that Jackson needs to come back here.
Those are the blocks that they had in the first 2 sets.
I completely agree, Ryan Cooper.
Bridget hitting it up.
It's a Sophie. Sends it to Grace Duncan. Good recovery from Jackson, though. Taylor Woods is able to hit it over to Sophie. Sophie sends it over the net back to Jackson. Jackson here with a soft tap. Farmington was expecting a big spike there, as you saw the blocker win up, and you see Grace Duncan there dive for it, but she cannot quite get to it.
I think that's one of the things that they're doing differently in this set is their spikers, like before they were hitting it so hard,
right?
And now the blockers are going up for it, and they're just softly tapping it over the net.
Farmington's lead has been cut down to 1, 9-8. And let's see if they can extend it back again. Farmington with another, responding with a soft tap. Jackson's able to get it though, and Taylor Woods with a dive, but they cannot get it over the net.
Another soft tap right in the middle.
Right, and that's going to be a point for Jackson, 9-9.
Yeah, Taylor Woods looked like she was expecting a hard spike.
Right, so Jackson has tied it up on a bit of a comeback here in this third set. Jackson with the serve. Taylor sets it up, and a bump by Grace Duncan.
As if it was going out of bounds.
Right. Oh, and they try to get the spike, but it doesn't go.
To the net. Farmington retakes the lead, 10-9.
All right, 10-9. Farmington Knights. And we would just like to take this time to congratulate Kate Busenbark on making it to state for girls single tennis. Good for her. Good job, Kate. Jackson gets a bit of a block, and they tie it up once again, 10-10. And back to Kate, right? She's going to be playing in Springfield next week.
That's a big accomplishment.
That is a big accomplishment for her as a junior, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Jackson sends it over to Farmington. Jade Roth with the bump, and number 22 is off on her spike game this.
I think that's the first one that she's missed tonight.
Right. No, I think she's had. I think maybe it was her. Maybe it was a couple other different players. But Jackson, a couple of their spikes have been off tonight, so Jordan Anderson is going to be subbing in for the Knights. She'll be serving.
But for the most part, Jackson's had a good night tonight.
Right. Farmington showing that they do not want to end this game now. Let's see, it's going to be 11-10, your Farmington Knights. Jade Roth with the spike, but Jackson's able to get the tip. And
they just tapped the net barely.
Hit the net on that one. Jackson gets the point, 11-11. All right, Jackson. Number 4, Caitlin Miller back with the serve once again on the line. She's been here many a times tonight. We know that she's got some good serves in her. Right to Jade Roth, to Jordan Anderson, to Grace Duncan over the net. And Jackson, that number 22 with the big spike. Jordan running to get it, gets it over to Bridget. Wow. Bridget sends it back over the net.
I was expecting
good effort on her part, and Taylor Woods is not able to get there. Jackson takes the lead, hit it right in the third set. All right. A little aggression from the Farmington student section. All right, so we got Jackson with the serve, number 4, once again, and that's going out of bounds. Farmington's point, tying it up once again. While we're here, speaking of tennis, good luck to the Farmington Knights tennis team tomorrow at home versus Poplar Bluff. Grace Duncan with the serve,
Just over the net,
just over the net. Good hit by 22, but Farmington gets a bit of the block there. I think the ball caught the net some, and that's going to go back down to their side. Farmington reclaims the lead, 13-12.
Farmington's been in a fight here. They're trying to stay.
Yeah, Farmington wants this. They want this. Jackson wants it just as bad, though. Oh, and a bit of an unfortunate hit there for Jackson. Farmington is going to make it a 2-point lead, 14-12.
See if Farmington can pull away here. Get our little streak. Score a lot more points. Maybe win this third set.
Yep. We got Grace Duncan here on the line with the serve. Once again, good serve there. Sends it right to the middle. Jackson setting it up, and a spike. And that's going to be a block by Farmington, except it gets tipped out of bounds. All right, Jackson gets the point there, making it 14-13. Knights up by 1. We got that number 28 on the line once again. Madeline Borner, she's been there a couple times tonight. Let's see. Grace Duncan made a good diving save there. Jackson Bridget Bone with a phenomenal
if Jade could have hit that up, that would have been a great recovery from Farmington.
that would have been a good recovery from Farmington. 14-14 now, all tied up here in the third set. We got Jackson on the line with the serve. Right to Bridget. Bridget to Jordan. Jordan to Jelena. I got an first point to Farmington. Farmington gets the point. That was in. 15-14, your Farmington Knights. And while we're on the topic of other sports, the softball team will be playing at home tomorrow at the sports complex versus Chaffee at 4:30. So make sure you guys go see that one. Jade Roth with the serve. Jackson able to respond. Taps it over. Lauren Obenauer sends it back to Jade Roth. Jade Roth sends it to Jordan. Jordan back over the net. Here we see Jackson with a spike, and Jordan
just
not
out.
able to. Oh, Jordan!
That was just out of bounds.
She dodged that ball. Wow, good play on Jordan. Not sure if she just missed it or if she intentionally.
I think it was intentional.
You think it was intentional? All right, intentional dodge.
Dodge.
Intentional dodge by Jordan, making it a 2-point lead for Farmington, 16-14. Jade Roth on the line, serving once again. Right to the libero. Jackson with the spike, and a big spike by Jackson. Powerful spike we see there. Farmington is just not able to get to it.
Just reduced the deficit from 2-1, 16-15.
We see Lee Bone subbing in for the Knights. Jackson with the serve once again. Bit of an interesting hit there by Farmington. Looks like it bounced off her foot. Right, sent it towards out of bounds. No way anybody was going to save that one. And it is all tied up here, 16-16 in the third set. All right, number 22, that powerful spiker on the line, sends it right to Grace Duncan. Yeah, Grace Duncan, but she's not able to get it up. Her teammates are telling her that, like,
Jackson
hey,
just took the lead, 17-16.
All right,
Farmington's lost some momentum. They need to, slow it down and win.
Farmington's going to need something big here. Let's see what they can do. Grace Duncan to Lauren Obenauer. Big spike goes way up into the crowd. No way Jackson's getting that one. Farmington tying it up 17-17.
They were making a statement with that one.
Yes, they were indeed. All right, we've got Alyssa Wilson on the line serving for the Farmington Knights. Solid serve over the net to Jackson. Jackson responds with a big spike, but a bit of a tip there from Farmington to slow it down. Alyssa Wilson sets it up for Jelena Gray. Jelena Gray with a spike.
Oh, what a spike.
What a spike by Jelena Gray.
She hit that ball hard.
Knights get the 1-point lead, making it 18-17.
Our student section is going crazy over that spike.
Right, they may be few in numbers, but they are starting in spirit.
You can't stop us.
All right, Farmington here gets the tip down, got right on top of that ball there. Farmington gets a point, 19-17 here in the third set. Farmington does not want to end this game.
Little soft touch right in the gap.
Jackson's going to call a timeout.
While we're on our break here, I would like to remind you, viewers, BKTV's next live stream is soccer tomorrow versus Hillsborough. 7 p.m. is the start time.
And thank you guys for tuning in here. Joining us here on the live stream. case you're just now joining us, somehow, I'm Ray Morrow, here with Ryan Cooper. We're here in the third set of the Farmington versus Derby game.
Honestly, I think Farmington's got the momentum here, but oh yeah, what's up, viewers?
What's up, Nice Nation?
Yeah.
I'm Ray Morrow, Ryan Cooper here.
Yeah.
Your commentators for tonight for the Farmington versus Jackson volleyball game.
I'm hoping you're enjoying us because you're never going to get anybody like us.
All right, so Farmington Knights ready to come back into this game. They are looking to take a win here in the third set.
They're trying to win the third set. If they win the third set, then they're going to come back to a fourth set. But then they've got to go on a 3-set win streak, and that's going to be really tough against Jackson's.
Right, Jackson is an extremely competitive team, as we have seen here. And now we got Alyssa Wilson on the line with the serve to the libero. Jackson hoping to recover. Took a little bit of a break there. Let's see what they can do. Alyssa Wilson sends it to, and that's going to go out of bounds. Jackson's going to get the point on that one, making it 19-18. Your Farmington Knights up by 1.
That was a little planned. I think the timeout helped.
Yeah, timeout
strategy right there.
I think timeout gave Jackson a bit of a chance to, slow down, breathe, relax, get their head back in the game. Here we see Sophia pulling it up for Kaylee Gurwitz. A big spike by Kaylee Gurwitz.
Huge spike.
But Jackson's able to get there. Farmington's going to get the point on that one.
That's going to be 20-18.
Yep, up by 2. Jonah Burgess in the stands.
Our student section is standing and screaming.
As I have said, they may be few in numbers, but they are many in spirit. Jelena Gray with the serve. Over the net to the libero for Jackson. Jackson responds with a nice serve. Jelena Gray is able to send it. And a block by Jackson, but Jackson is not able to get it. Knights go up 21-18 here in the third set.
At this rate, Farmington's going to win this third set.
Our student section is just loving this. All right, we've got Jelena Gray on the line serving for the Knights once again. Looking to extend their lead more. The Knights sends it to Jackson. Jackson sends it back. It goes out of bounds. Farmington is up 22-18.
They're up by 4. I think this is the biggest lead all game.
Farmington
are all set.
Farmington has come back from this deficit that they were in, and they are up now, playing really well here in the third period. All right, serve to Jackson. Jackson sends it to Grace Duncan. Duncan to Gurwitz. And Farmington gets another point. Sends it right to the gap there. Knights take the lead. Knights are up 23-18. Jelena Gray on the line. Could send it to game point right here. And it goes to Jackson. Jackson with a spike and a block by Farmington. Jackson! Yeah, Farmington gets the point. 24-18.
Away from winning this third set.
All right, they win this third set. They're going to go to the fourth one. Farmington's going to have to win that one if they want to send it to a, as you could call it a game 5.
Yeah,
almost.
Good.
All right, so we've got Jelena Gray serving once again. She is just on fire with these serves. Jackson responds. And an unfortunate hit off of Sophie Pullen's arm. That's going to give Jackson the point. 24-19. Farmington Knights. Taylor Woods is subbing in for Jelena Gray. Jelena Gray was on a roll there. It's going to be unfortunate to see her sitting on the bench. Hopefully, Taylor Woods
has been doing really good for the team.
Hopefully, Taylor Woods can, pick up where she left off. All right, Taylor Woods able to get the stop there, and a hard hit by Grace Duncan. And Jackson with the spike, but a block by Farmington. And Lauren Obenauer taps it back over. Grace Duncan sends it to Sophie Pullen. Grace Duncan over the net to Jackson. Jackson is able to get there and sends it over. Grace Duncan with the save. And they are not able.
Man, Jackson is fighting. Like we said earlier, no matter how far they are down, they are always fighting.
Jackson is a competitive team. All right, so that got hit out of bounds there for the Farmington Knights. Calling a timeout. Farmington's up by 4 here in the third period. They want to send us home. They just need that 1 point. As we saw, you and me, Cooper, we saw, first and second set.
Jackson kind of dominated. They dominated hard.
Right.
But this set, Farmington's kind of bounced back, regained their confidence, and they got momentum right now.
Hopefully this timeout will allow Farmington the opportunity to kind of regain composure. They gave up a couple points there within the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they just need to score 1 more point, win the set, and then get a little break.
On to set 4.
Set 4, yeah.
Yep. Jackson ready to get back. Farmington also ready to get back. And I, for one, am ready to get back as well.
I'm ready to see what Farmington brings, but I'm also ready to see what Jackson brings.
Right, Jackson, super competitive
obviously
team.
not going to lay down, so...
Yeah, Jackson not at all just giving up
I want to see
here.
what strategies, what they do to come back and win this set.
Number 1 here with the serve. Holland Gilliams sends it. Bridget Bone able to get the stop. Grace Duncan over. And
diving effort.
Good effort by Jackson. Jackson sends it back to Bridget, and that's going to go out of bounds. Jackson's going to get the point, making it 24-21 Farmington Knights.
Yeah, Jackson's on a little bit of a streak here. They're coming back.
Yeah, Jackson's got that fire. These last couple of points has given Jackson the confidence that they needed to come back here in the third set and end this game. Farmington, however, does not want to give this up. Bridget Bone to Sophie, to Kaylee. Kaylee with a big hit. Jackson sends it over back to Bridget. Sophie sets it up right for Kaylee. Kaylee again with a big spike. Jackson is able to respond, however, sends it back. And Grace Duncan with the save. Sophia pulling right to Bridget. Bridget sends it over. Jackson is able to get it. Jackson here with a big hit. And that's going to go out of bounds off of number 22, Taylor Woods. Now down to a 2-point lead here in the third period.
Falling.
Right.
They just got their feet swept out from under them.
Right. The rug was just pulled right out from underneath them.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Sophia pulling. Taylor Woods on that last play, had an awkward hit off of her hand, sent it out of bounds. And
oh yeah.
thank you guys for tuning in, by the way.
Yeah, Coach Baker really needs to turn the team around.
Right. They just need
one more point to start set 4.
Right. I, for one, would like to see a set 4. I want to see. These teams are playing really well.
The competition between these two teams is crazy.
Right. Jackson, as we've been saying, super competitive athletes. Farmington, the Farmington student section responding.
Our student section is screaming.
They are loving this game.
Yeah.
All right, so on the floor, we're going to see Lauren over now. Kaylee Gowitz, Sophia Pullen, Grace Duncan, Taylor Woods, and Bridget Bone. Number 1 for the Knights. Sorry, not for the Knights. Number 1 for Jackson. Serving. Trying to bring this lead, or bring the deficit down to 1. Farmington here just needs to get their head, and Jackson does it. They bring the deficit down to 1.
24-23. Jackson is coming back.
All right, Bridget just sent that straight into the net. Not what you want to see.
They were down 24-20.
All right, Jackson.
They're coming back.
Number 1 for Jackson on point with the serves. Sends it to Grace. Grace to Bridget. Back to Grace. Grace hits it over. And it's hit by Jackson. And that's going to be it. Farmington gets the point.
Took set 3.
They have just taken set 3. We're going to be going to a set 4. Ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, I think Jackson has the momentum right now.
I think Jackson has the momentum. I also think Farmington has the momentum. This
Farmington
next set
needs to start playing like they were at the beginning of set 3.
Right. This next set's going to be really, really huge. Jackson caught fire a bit there at the end of the last set. Farmington got that last point that they needed.
Farmington cannot play like they did at the end of set 3. If they play like that in set 4, they're going to lose.
Right. Farmington is going to have to play like they were. Yeah. Farmington's going to have to play like they were earlier in the set when they pulled ahead and got that 4-point lead. Jackson has been playing really strong this game, and super competitive team. And I'm really looking forward to see how this next set's going to go.
I'm looking forward to see how Jackson is going to keep going.
Right, Jackson needs to respond here. They had the opportunity to close it out here
down,
tonight.
but then they didn't give up.
Yep, they had the opportunity to close it tonight. They did not seize the opportunity. Farmington was able to hold them off until we get a fourth set.
I want to see their front 3 dominate like they did in the first 2 sets, and I want to see how Farmington reacts to that.
Yeah.
Because we all know it's going to happen. I just want to see how Farmington reacts.
If that number 22 for Jackson catches fire again, Farmington is going to have to respond.
Yeah.
Because you cannot give up those big spikes like that, which Jackson has had a lot of in the first 2 sets, as well as their blocks. Jackson has been really big on their blocks.
Yeah, Jackson's definitely leading in the blocks for tonight.
Sure. Jackson has had lots of blocks. Not to say Farmington hasn't had any good blocks.
Yeah, Farmington's had many good blocks, but Jackson's just had so many.
Right.
They're leading in that category, and they're getting them whenever it matters most.
Right. Jackson appears to be a bit more of the dominant team, but Farmington, when they catch fire...
Farmington's fighting back.
Yeah, when Farmington catches fire, they are hot, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the stream. here on the BKTV Studios channel. So, Farmington Knights tennis team are going to be playing tomorrow 4 p.m. at Engler Park. They're going to be playing Poplar Bluff. Again, that's the tennis team. And then softball is also at home tomorrow at the Sports Complex versus Chaffee. They're going to be starting at 4:30. So, make sure you guys go and see those games. Going to be good ones.
Yeah, I also want to remind you guys to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell on our YouTube channel. You will see all of the BKTV sports and videos uploaded on that.
All right, here we go. Coming back into the fourth set. That was a really intense third set there.
It was very
Farmington put the game on the line a little bit, but they were able to clutch up when it mattered most. Sent it to
Coach Baker turned it around. I think that timeout, whenever it was 24-23.
Right, that was a solid, good timeout.
It was a good timeout, and she turned the team around.
Yeah, she gave them the chance to calm down a little bit, and I think that's what they needed, really. So now, hopefully, Farmington
student section's got a little bit of a clap going.
Yep, you love to see it. Hopefully here, Farmington, Jordan Anderson with the serve, sends it to the libero of Jackson. Jackson trying to start off strong, and they will do so with a big first point. Jackson, I believe,
that was a strong spike.
I believe Jackson scored the first point every single set.
Yeah, they have. They've really dominated at the beginning of every set.
All right, so we got Jackson here, number 28, with the serve. Sends it over the net to Jade Roth. Jade Roth back in the game, along with Jordan Anderson. And Alyssa Wilson, a big spike by Alyssa Wilson, and it's going to ricochet off of Jackson.
Jackson could not get that one back up. It was such a hard spike.
Right.
The reaction speed just wasn't there.
All right, we got Grace Duncan for the Knights serving. All right, sends it to Jackson. Jackson responds by sending it out of bounds. Farmington get the point, goes up 2-1.
I think Jackson's making the same mistakes that we were at the beginning. They're now trying to hit the ball as hard as they can and trying to get those quick, momentum shifting points.
Grace Duncan with the serve again to the Jackson libero. Jackson sends it, and that's going to be Jackson's point. That was right on the line. Jackson gets the point, ties it up 2-2. All right, we've got Jackson serving. Number 22, she's got a strong arm.
Number 22's had a big game.
Right. Jelena Gray sends it over. Jackson responds, and a big block by Jelena Gray, yes. And Bridget is able to get there. Send it to Jordan and to Jelena. Jackson looking a little sloppy, I'm not going to lie. Farmington, though, had a bit better communication, and Alyssa Wilson is not able to save.
Jackson looked a little sloppy there, but they did get it over.
Right.
Maybe a little miscommunication.
So that's going to be Jackson's point now. They're up 2-3 here in the fourth period, looking to end it. End of the game with this set. But we got a long way to go in this set, folks. It's going to be a good match, good game. Jelena Gray with a big spike. Jackson cannot respond. They tied up 3-3.
Jelena's had many big spikes and big blocks.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot better, like we said earlier, with getting on top of that ball for those spikes.
Yeah.
We got Jade Roth here with the serve. Let's see what she can bring to the table. All right, sends it to Jackson. Jackson, bit of an unfortunate hit there, sends it out of bounds, but they are able to recover. It looks like
top of the net.
Gives it to Jordan. Alyssa Wilson with a powerful hit. Jackson is not able to get it, and Farmington gets the point, going up 4-3 here in the fourth period. All right, Jade Roth.
I think our front threes, they've stepped it up in the set four.
For sure. Alyssa Wilson has had several really powerful hits here. Starting off strong in the fourth set. But Jackson with a big hit, sent it straight to Jordan Anderson, and she was not ready for it. She fell to the ground there on that one. And Jackson ties it up. This is a close set so far. Yeah, Bridget Bone subbing in for the Knights. All right, Jackson now with the serve. Sends it right to, I believe that's Jelena. Bridget Bone sends it over, but it hits the net on that one.
Just a little bit behind that spike, but it just wasn't high enough.
Just a little bit low. Hit straight into the net. Jackson's going to get the point on that one. It'll be 4-5 Jackson. Number 8 with the serve once again. Right to Jelena, to Jordan, and Alyssa with a powerful hit. Sends it over to Jackson. Jackson looking to respond here with a spike of their own. Jordan Anderson's able to get the stop, sends it to Jelena. Jelena sends it back over the net, and Farmington has the opportunity to get a spike, and they will. Lauren Obenauer gets that block spike, hybrid, if you will. Sends it right down to the ground. Jackson could not recover.
Call it
from
what you want, but that was a good play by Lauren.
That was a good play by Lauren Obenauer. She saw that the ball was up in the air. She had the chance, and she took it. Jackson, got an unfortunate bump.
Looks like Jackson's falling apart a little bit.
Yeah, Jackson got an unfortunate bump. Got an unfortunate bump on the serve there.
Student section's exploding over there. They like what they see.
Knights are up 6-5. Alyssa Wilson with the serve, right to the libero. Jackson with a powerful hit. Alyssa Wilson cannot answer for that one. It's going to be sent out of bounds. Jackson.
Sophia Poland is subbing in for Alyssa Wilson.
Jackson spiked the ball right to Alyssa and just ricocheted right off of her, went straight out of bounds. Score is now 6-6. All right, Jackson, number one. When number one has been up to serve, Jackson has been on a roll. So let's see if that trend continues. At least in the third period they have.
Big spike by Jelena Gray.
Big spike by Jelena Gray.
Jackson tried to block it, but they just couldn't get it
Jackson
back
had
over.
to block, but it ricocheted off.
That's something we haven't seen from them.
Right.
Like normally whenever they get those blocks, they get them back over.
Yeah, Farmington takes the lead 7-6. Jelena Gray with the serve for the Knights. Gets it over the net. Jackson is able to send it right back to Jelena. Jelena sends it to Sophie, and Sophie sets it up for Grace. Jackson with a big block, but Farmington is able to recover.
Got that back over.
Right, Farmington had a huge recovery on that one, and Sophie Poland with the setup to Bridget, and someone's got to get it. It's going to be, Jelena got that one over too. And Jackson, we got a good volley going here. Jelena tries to get the save, but cannot get it. I think she might have hit it, but Bridget was not
even
able
though they
to
didn't get the points, that was a really good set.
Really good volley back and forth between both teams. Score is now 7-7. It was sent to the ground. Jelena dove for it, could not make it. Was it? Yeah, it was Jelena. All right, number 20 serving for Jackson. Bridget able to get it, sends it to Sophie. Sophie to Lauren. Lauren over the net to Jackson. Jackson here sends it up. Number 22. Number 22 is one of their best spikers in my opinion. Just got blocked. Farmington.
Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren had a big block there.
Knights are now up 8-7. Jade Roth is subbing in for Lauren.
And Bridget Bone is going to be on the line serving for the Farmington Knights. Gets it over the net. And that's going to be up in the air. Jackson sends it back the other way, and it goes over the net. Jade Roth with a spike, and Jackson got a tip on it, but it's not good. Sends it over. Sophia Poland with the tip. Sorry, with the bump. And Jade Roth with a little bit of a tip. Sorry, not Jade Roth. Grace Duncan. Grace Duncan gets another point for the Knights. 9-7. Farmington is on a bit of a roll. They do not want.
They are on a roll. They're definitely putting up a fight.
Yeah, Bridget Bone serving for the Knights. They do not want this game to end. Good serve by Bridget. Jackson responds. Solid hit. Back to Bridget. Kaylee Gerwitz is now in. Big hit, too big of a hit.
That was way out of the zone.
Yeah, that's gonna be way
out under that ball.
Yeah,
get a little bit more on top.
Right. Jackson gets the point there. 9-8. Your Farmington Knights. Yeah. Once again, they need to do a good job of getting underneath that ball, which they've done better of. But yeah, like that, for example.
Yeah.
That's a good block by Jackson. First of all. Jackson's going to get the point there, making it tied it up 9-9.
Jackson, their blocks are just
Jackson's blocks have been huge in this game. In all four sets, Jackson's had some huge blocks. Farmington needs to respond with some of their own. Grace Duncan sends it to Sophie, to Jade with the bump over to Jackson. Jackson looking to respond, and they will do so, taking the lead here in the fourth set. 10-9,
I think that's
Jackson.
Jackson's first lead.
I think you're correct. Yeah. I think you are right. All right. Jackson, the bell for Jackson. Caitlin Miller with the serve. Sends it over the net to Taylor Woods. Taylor to Sophie. Sophie to Jade. Jade sends it over the net back to Jackson. Jackson looking to send it back. Number 22 with a big spike. And it's tipped off on the tip. But it falls into their zone, and that's going to be a point
if
for
Grace
Jackson.
Duncan if she would have stayed where she was,
right,
she would have got that ball right there.
Yeah, so that's going to be 11-9 Jackson. Just missed the block on that one. Yeah. Jackson got the point. Sends it over the net. A dive by Sophia Poland. Not Sophia Poland. Taylor Woods, but cannot get there in time. Farmington's going to call a timeout on this one. Coach Baker's going to have to get her kids'
She's got
heads
to turn it
back
around.
in the game.
Jackson's pulling away with this one a little bit.
Jackson is indeed pulling away. 9-12 here in the fourth period.
Yeah, like I said, at the end of the third, Jackson has the momentum and they're still going.
Right.
But Farmington, they got to turn it around.
Yeah, Farmington had a bit of momentum here early in the fourth, but Jackson responded well.
Yeah,
with some big blocks, some big spikes.
Farmington's got the momentum here and now.
Yeah.
But Jackson, it seems like they've had momentum this whole game.
A couple misplays from Farmington has allowed Jackson to take the lead.
Yeah.
12-9. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream once again. Raymar Ryan Cooper.
Yep.
Here with you on the Beacon TV Studios live stream. All right, Farmington ready to get back into it. Hopefully Coach Baker gave them some words of wisdom that's going to get their heads back in the game.
If she did, she might have to call a timeout soon because Jackson is pulling away with this one. The score is 12-9 Jackson.
As Troy Bolton would say, Farmington needs to get their head in the game. Jackson with the serve. Sends it over the net to Jade Ross. Sophie tips it over, but it's brought back down. And good recovery by Farmington. Didn't really have time to think there.
That one would have went out.
Yeah, played well. And that's going to be sent straight to the ground by Jackson. They are up 13-9. Jackson had a huge spike right there.
Their front three is getting spikes, blocks, about everything you can think of.
Yeah, Jackson's front three are just really dominating this game.
They're by far out-muscling Farmington.
Number 4 with the serve once again. Number 4 is another one of those servers where when she's on the line, Jackson is on fire. And big spike by Jackson. Farmington's able to respond though. Bridget sends it over. Jackson here. Sends it to number 22 and a big spike by number 22. Bridget sends it out of bounds. Jackson goes up 14-9. Farmington kind of slipping away here.
Mad. She is really mad.
Yeah, Coach Baker.
She's trying to get her team back in check, but the team's struggling. They're struggling really bad.
Knight's got to get back into it. They are slipping away here.
Jackson's pulling away with this 14-9.
Right. All right. Once again, number 4 on the line with the serve to Taylor. Taylor to Sophie. And, some miscommunication there. Play is not running like they're supposed to. You know, you hate to see that. Gives up an easy point for them. Jackson gets the point there. 15-9. Once again,
Farmington's done really well tonight. They've communicated really well. If we lose that,
right, just like you've seen there, we lost that communication, gave up an easy point. Jade Roth with a spike over to Jackson. Jackson sends it back. However, Farmington sends it to Kaylee. Kaylee sends it over, and Jade Roth tried to get a tip over like Lauren had previously, but they cannot do it. And that's going to be another point for Jackson, making the lead 16-9.
Farmington's got to come back. They've got to
Farmington's got to change something here.
Get some momentum, and they got to get their confidence.
Right, Jackson has just got the momentum. They've got the motivation. They want to end this game here. Farmington needs to show that they do not want this game to be over. And, almost a repeat of that last play there. Jackson, big spike by 22. It's that number 22, man. She has been one of their best spikers this night. She's been relentless.
22 for Jackson hasn't made many mistakes.
Right.
Hasn't made any.
Yeah, there's been a couple plays where she's hit it into the net.
Jackson as a team hasn't made many mistakes tonight.
Right. Jackson been doing pretty good.
Jackson's pulling away real quick.
Yeah.
With 17-9.
So Farmington here called the timeout. Score is now 17-9. Jackson Indians.
What do you think Farmington has to do to come back in this game?
I think for Farmington to come back and win this game, first of all, they're gonna need to calm down.
Yeah.
Right. Probably getting a little riled up down there.
They need to just take a breather.
Yeah, take a breather.
Get their heart rate down.
Hopefully that's what Coach Baker's doing here with this timeout. They need to relax, get their heads back in the game. Yeah. Understand that they need to communicate more, and hopefully with that, Farmington will be able to come back and win this fourth period.
It's going to be a big comeback if they do. They're almost down by 10.
Once again, Caitlin Miller serving for Jackson. She's been serving for a while now. Like I said, when she's on the line, Jackson is hot. All right. Looking to get their 18th point here. Jackson sends the serve to Grace. Big block by Jackson.
What a spike by Jade Roth.
Yeah, good spike by Jade.
Get some momentum going in Farmington.
Right, Farmington just got their first point in a while, making it 10-7. 17, sorry. Jackson has that 7-point lead. Jordan Anderson on the line serving for the Knights. Sends it right over the net. Jackson responds. Number 22 with that big spike, and Bridget just cannot get there. Number 22 has been relentless with these spikes, making it an 8-point lead for Jackson.
Yeah. Jackson now has 18, and our Knights have 10.
Number 28 for Jackson, serving. Trying to get that 19th point. Sends it. Taylor Woods. Oh, to Jordan. A little bit of an awkward mess there. Alyssa Wilson has had some power hits.
Points of
We're going
Farmington.
to give the points of Farmington on that one. That's going to be 11-18. Farmington Knights. Shout out to Dave Burke, referee. What a man.
He's our physical therapist.
Yeah, he's also a physical therapist.
He's not that bad of a referee.
He's a pretty good ref, if I do say so myself. All right, Jackson sends it. That was not Taylor. That was Grace, I believe. Yeah, Grace got the save there. Sent it back to Jackson. Jackson, however, sent it straight back to them. Jackson pulls away here.
Got to stop him from scoring.
Right.
If Farmington wants to come back, they've got to shut down.
Jackson up 19. Farmington 11. All right, Jackson sends it right to Bridget. Bridget is able to send it to Jordan. Jordan to Jelena. Oh, Jelena sends it back. Jackson looking to get a play here, and that's going to be a hit straight into the net for Jackson. Farmington gets the point on that one. 12-19, Jackson. Lauren Obenauer seven in. We've seen her. She's had a couple good blocks. She's had a couple good spikes.
Seems like whenever she's in, they're playing better.
Right. Same with Jelena, I've noticed. Jelena, especially when she was on the line, Farmington did remarkably well.
Yeah.
Jackson here getting the serve. Jay Roth gives it to Jordan, and Alyssa Wilson with another big spike, and that's going to be in Farmington, making it 13-19.
Yeah, it seems to me like whenever Jelena and Lauren are in that front three, it's solid.
Yeah, that's a solid. That's a solid three. Alyssa Wilson she's had a powerhouse too. She may be short, but she can really get up there, and she's just a powerhouse. Yeah. She's had some huge hits like we've just seen. Jade Roth serves it to Jackson. Jackson tries to respond with a spike of their own, and no one is able to get there. You see Jordan
scored their 20th point. They're now up 20-13.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jackson wants this game over. They want this last set.
And Farmington making some substitutions.
All right, Farmington now on the defense for sure. Jackson with the serve to Bridget. Bridget sends it to Jordan. Jordan sends it to Alyssa. Alyssa with a light tap over. Jackson dove for it, gets it, sends it back. Jordan once again sets it up for Jelena. Jelena with a big spike. And that's going to be Farmington's point
to the Knights.
Yep. It's going to be 20-14 for Jackson. That was a big hit there by Jelena. Huge spike. Good setup by Jordan.
Jelena's been kind of dominating. Whenever she's out there, she's
something about the Grays. Tyson Gray, Brent Gray, Jelena Gray.
Yeah, it's in the genes.
All right. Farmington says it. Oh, and that's going to be another point for Jackson there. Farmington.
Farmington's coming back slowly.
Yeah, Farmington coming back slowly. 20-15 Jackson still. Alyssa Wilson served it over, and Jackson just had a bit of an awkward hit. Sent it kind of towards the net. All right, Alyssa Wilson with the serve to Jackson. Jackson here sets it up nicely with a spike, and that's just going to barely go over for the Knights. And we're going to give the point for Farmington.
Big block from Jelena and Lauren. They were both there.
Timeout, Jackson.
Jackson definitely lost their momentum. Farmington definitely gained it back.
Farmington has indeed gained a bit of their momentum.
They're on a comeback too.
Yup, down only by 4 now in the 4th set. So, how you been, Coop?
This chair could be a little bit comfortable.
All right, so here we are, fourth set, 4th period. In case you're just tuning in, Jackson is up 2-1. Farmington on the defensive for sure, down by 4.
Yeah, this game's been all defense for Farmington.
Oh, for sure.
It's been struggling.
Right, Farmington has had their moments where they've been on the offense. You can see there in the huddle, a couple players smiling, giving some nods there. I think they're relaxing a little bit more. They've gained a couple points. Yeah, just taking a timeout, which Farmington, I'm sure, is happy about.
I think that's one of the things that Farmington's done is they're relaxing.
Right.
They're playing the game with reaction. They're not trying to make things happen.
Right. Thank you guys again for tuning into the stream. All right, we got Alyssa Wilson here with the serve to Jackson. And Jackson with a spike. Grace Duncan is able to stop it though. Jelena sends it back, but a block. And Jackson is not able to get it. Farmington cutting the lead down to 3.
Our student section's getting into it too.
They are loving it. Jonah Burgess especially. And I think that's JP Rule over there as well. They are absolutely loving this comeback that we are seeing here. Alyssa Wilson on the line.
Scores 20-17, Jackson.
All right, Alyssa serves it to Jackson. Jackson sets it up for number, I couldn't see that was 17. And that's going to be Farmington's point. Once again, there's a 2-point deficit now for Farmington.
They're fighting.
Farmington is putting up a fight. They want to send this to a game 5. They want to send it to a set 5. They don't want this game to end. Alyssa Wilson with the serve. Jackson responds with a soft tap, and Grace cannot get there. Farmington was not ready for that soft tap. Hopefully Farmington does not let that sway them. Sorry, not sway, deter them. Jackson goes up 21-18.
Farmington subbing in Sophia Poland for Alyssa Wilson.
Number 1 on the line for Jackson. We've seen before how on fire they get when she is on the line. Farmington needs to stop this. Let's see. Kaylee Gerwitz sends it to Grace. Grace sends it over the net to Jackson. Jackson set up for a spike, and they get it. It goes, and that's going to be a point for Jackson. 22-18. Jackson looking to close it out here.
By 4.
Jackson hoping to close it out here with number 1 serving for them.
You can kind of feel Farmington's momentum slipping away.
Right. Holland Williams, excuse me, serving for Jackson. Kaylee Gertz, gets a big point there. Farmington needed that one. That's going to be 19-22 for Jackson. Jackson's leading 19-22. And now we're going to see Jelena Gray on the line. Last time she was here, Farmington went on a bit of a roll. Let's hope to see a replica here in the 4th set. The serve to Jackson. Right to the libero. Jackson sets it up, sends it over, and a block by Lauren Obenauer and Kaylee Gerwitz. Those two have been crucial to this game, getting their blocks.
Our front 3 they've been dominating set 4.
Right.
Set 1 through 3, they've been kind of like losing it. And Jackson's front 3 has been dominating, but at set 4, it's definitely been Farmington's front 3.
Lauren Obenauer has had some huge blocks in this game tonight. Kaylee Gerwitz as well. None of these players are letting up. It is 20-22 here in the 4th period. Farmington is down 2 sets to 1. Farmington's still down.
But they got momentum.
They have the momentum. Jackson has just taken the timeout, giving Farmington a little bit of time to relax, calm down. They are on fire. You can see their players.
Jackson's coach is going to have to tell them to calm down. I feel like they're all...
Right. Jackson might be getting a little worked up.
Yeah. Just like Farmington's been the whole game.
Yeah, but Farmington's been doing pretty good.
They've calmed down a little bit.
Right.
Calm down a little bit.
Right. You see some players in the huddle there smiling. It's a good sign. Good sign for the Knights. They're getting back into it, ready to get the show on the road. We got that Kaylee Gerwitz, Lauren Obenauer, and Grace Duncan trio up on the front. All right, Jelena Gray serving for the Knights. Let's see what she can do here. Sends it. Jackson hits it up into the air, brings it closer to the net, and bumps it over. And another huge hit by Lorna Obenauer and Kaylee Gerwitz. She has just been relentless with those. Farmington is down by 1 now here in the 4th period. Jelena Gray serves for the Knights. Coop, I tell you, that was a huge play from Lauren Obenauer.
Huge play. It really
was massive.
It changed everything. Now it really feels like Farmington
for sure has a shot. Jackson here. Let's see. Bridget is able to get it. Sophie sets it up for Grace. Grace sends it. Jackson with the response. Let's see what they can do here. Sends it over. Jelena to Sophie. To Kaylee, and that's going to go down on Farmington's side. Jackson's going to get their point.
Lead.
Regain the 2-point lead, 23-21.
Jackson subbing at Jelena. Whenever she came in, it was like they were scoring more points. Whenever they took her out.
Number 22 is subbed in for Jackson. This could be dangerous here, Coop. Number 22 has had some huge serves here. This could be rough for Farmington. Let's see what happens here. All right, Taylor Woods able to stop it, sends it to Grace. Grace is going to get it. Jackson is not able to respond. It is now 23-22. Jackson only up by 1. Farmington, they want this, Coop.
Yeah, they just said that Lauren Obenauer for Jade Roth, too.
Bridget Bone on the line. The libero, a senior, serving for the Knights. Jackson here sets it up in a spike, sends it to Bridget. Taylor goes down, And that's going to be Grace sending it back to Jackson. Jackson responds with a soft touch, and it's going to go all the way back. Oh, that is an unfortunate touch. You hate to see that here. Jackson is going to go up 24-22, regain their 2-point deficit. Let's see if Farmington can respond.
Down. They score one more point, they go home.
Farmington needs to respond here. Number 4 for Jackson serving. Sends it to Taylor. Taylor to Sophie. To Jade. Sends it down, and that's going to go all the way out. They're not going to be able to get there. It is a 1-point game. Ryan Cooper.
24-23.
24-23.
Our student section is on their feet and screaming.
They are absolutely loving this game, and quite frankly, Coop, I'm loving it too. We got Jordan Anderson on the line serving for the Knights. All right, this is going to be huge here. This next play. This is going to decide possibly this game. And Farmington gets it. Farmington gets the point. 24-24. Got to win by 2. Jordan Anderson on the line again.
Man, this is crazy.
This is coming down to the wire here, Coop. Jackson, let's see if they can respond here. Soft touch, and Jackson takes the lead, 25-24. Jackson just needs this point here to take it. They call a timeout? Is that what that was? No, that was a sub. Farmington is going to need something big here.
They cannot let Jackson score here. They have to score to stay in this game.
Farmington cannot give up anything here. And gives it to Alyssa. Grace sends it over. Jackson here. Number 22 with the serve. Spike, excuse me. Bridget to Jordan. And that's going to do it. Oh, you hate to see that. That is unfortunate here.
Thank you for coming out.
Oh, man.
It was a great game on both sides.
That was indeed a phenomenal game. They played a great game here in the last bit.